Okay, guys, this is some time lapse I did. I was kind of in a hurry to get this done because I needed to get on to my next load, and so I just set up the camera to do some time lapse here. So I'll explain what's going on. So this is a load of plywood that I had picked up in North Carolina. I didn't get to record it because they needed a hard hat, and I didn't have a way to carry my GoPro on my hard hat. So um, they required me to use a tarping station to tarp. It was just a crane that you'd pick up the tarps and then pull it over the load and drop it down and then secure it down. That worked pretty well. Nothing really too bad there. This load was got me down to Jacksonville, Florida. This is delivering here in Jacksonville, Florida. This load paid $256 per loaded mile, and looking back on it, there probably would have been a better load for me to take. I just kind of wanted that revenue, because the other ones I was looking at that paid real good rate per mile were in the 1,000 range. This one paid $1,200, gave me a little more revenue for the week, so I chose this one. So that's what we did. So what I'm trying to do here is just get wrapped up while the forklift driver is able to unload me. We want to try to keep the forklift drivers working. We don't want to. I try not to let them run out of things to do.
Okay guys, all wrapped up. We've only got one more stack left. Now I got to pick up some paperwork, and we're all cleaned up, ready to go. If you guys want to untarp in a hurry, just push the time lapse button. It makes it go way quicker. Okay, they just pulled the last thing off. They gave me my paperwork back there, and I've got to print my new Raycon. I was able to get a load booked when I was parked there, so just got to print 2 of these copies because they have, this is a blind shipment, the next one I'm going to, so they don't want me to tell the receiver where the freight came from, because they don't want the receiver to order direct. So I can't share any details, so I have to print out a BOL that the broker sent me, and that's this right here. And so, okay, we're printed off. I got my Raycon BOL, off to go pick up some lumber. This one's no tarp, thank goodness. It doesn't pay very well though. I'll explain what it is later, guys. All right, guys, I got loaded over here in Hazelhurst, Georgia. That's my load. I wasn't able to film when I was loading because I needed to wear a hard hat. I need to get a clip for my hard hat so I can put the camera on, but it's just 4x4 dunnage. It's going to a steel yard. They're probably going to use it in the yard or maybe for loading steel. So that's all that was. This is just a shorty. This picked up in Hazelhurst, Georgia. It got me out of where was I at? Jacksonville, Florida. And this is going to go over to Alabama. So Alabama's a really good market, so that's why I picked it. This pays $350 a mile loaded, but once I got done with my deadhead, it only pays $216. It pays $700 for 214 loaded miles. So that's the load. I just wanted to get that on film since I wasn't able to film it when I was loading it. And so that's that.
Okay, guys, this is delivering that load. I made a mistake. It was 750, not 700. So right here, he's trying to get this, but he can't come in because of the way the truck is bent from the trailer. He was going to hit my mud flap, so we decided he'd come in from the other direction. So this was pretty straightforward. This was very early. They opened at 5 in the morning over here, and I think I got here at like 5:30. I wasn't so I got a pretty nice early start this morning on this one, and then after this, just put away all my dunnage, and then deadhead to pick up my next load, and then there's a surprise coming for my next load. Stay tuned, guys.
All right, good morning, everybody. I am empty in Alabama. I just got done making that delivery, and now I'm deadheading up to north of Birmingham to pick up my next load. My next load is, they're calling it what are they calling it? Some sort of equipment in bins. Going to a job site. So I don't know what it's going to look like. It's supposed to be in bins that I can strap down, no tarp. So this load I'm going to go pick up. It's going from Coolman, Alabama. Not sure how you say that. Cull. So I think they're saying it Coleman, but whatever. Picking up in Coleman, Alabama, going to Roberto. Oh crap! What was the name of it? Robarts, Kentucky, kind of in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky. That load's paying $1,500 for a 280 mile loaded miles. $1,500. So that's a really high rate. I've got a deadhead about 160 miles to get there. I think 158 miles is what my GPS said it was going to be when I put it in. So it's a pretty significant deadhead for a short haul. Yeah, I mean, I've got, what is that, like basically 30%, more than 30% deadhead. But it's a pretty strong rate, so it's fine. And that'll take me through the weekend. I specifically chose that load. I was looking at a $6,600 load going to Seattle out of Alabama. And then I was looking at a couple of loads going up to Indiana for between $1,700 and $2,000. Then I saw one load that I was interested in that went over to around the Buffalo, New York area for $3,000. And those all looked like loads that I could have hauled. I didn't call on those, but there didn't look to be any problems with them, like, oversized or anything like that. So, and I chose this one. It was less revenue, but a lot less miles. This will get me picked up today, parked today, and I'll have the whole weekend off, which was, for me. And this weekend, I kind of wanted time off. I've got a bunch of office work to get caught up on. I've got a bunch of video editing stuff that I'm going to get caught up on. Probably if you're watching this video, it's because I had time this weekend to do it because of this load. So I kind of specifically cut my week short a little bit on revenue so that I'd have that extra time down this weekend. I'm probably going to go back to Nashville because my route runs me right through Nashville. Probably go back to Nashville, park for the weekend in Nashville where I can go to the gym, and I can go downtown and get some nightlife in over the weekend since I'll have 2 days. So that's what I got booked up. That's what we got going. I didn't get to do much filming on that lumber load. It was just dunnage. It was just 4x4 dunnage. Pretty simple. There wasn't much. It wasn't a very interesting load to film anyway. They just set it on there and I'd throw straps over the top of it and done deal. But so yeah, this next one, I have no idea what it's going to look like. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty straightforward, but I might be wrong. It's going to a job site. There seems to be a decent amount of do's and don'ts on this next one. I've got to go to a truck stop on Monday. This delivers Monday. So I've got to go to a truck stop on Monday, call the guy. He's going to send me directions into the job site. And then I've got a specific appointment time at 8:45 in the morning. And so just because it's a job site, it's probably a little bit tight and they don't want to send a bunch of trucks in all at once. So it might be a little more hectic than just the first come first serve thing, but it pays pretty good. I mean, if you look at the loaded miles, I think it was like 563 a loaded mile. Of course, I never look at just loaded miles, but this will be a pretty nice high rate per mile load, and it'll get me a lot of time this weekend to kind of relax. I've been running pretty hard this week, doing nothing but tarping and strapping and, back on to the next one. So this will give me some downtime. Deliver it on Monday. Now, technically speaking, if we want to complete the week out, a 7-day week, then whatever I pick up on Monday after dropping this one I'm going to go pick up, Whatever I pick up on Monday and deliver on Tuesday, that load should be included in this week, which that load will probably be over $1,000. Up to now, we have $4,650 of revenue for the week. So when we pick up Monday's load, deliver it Tuesday, that'll be a full 7-day week with a 34 reset over the weekend. And you could continually do that over and over and over again, because I'm having basically 2 days off. If my drive time will let me get all the way to Nashville, I'll go all the way there. If not, I'll park short of Nashville and then just run in the morning on Saturday, park it up, and same difference really. So I'll still get a reset on Sunday. So that would be a week that you could repeat over and over and over again, because the reset comes in. If you lived in Nashville or near this area that I've been running in, you could do that over and over and over again. And so that should be, if I get $1,000 load on Monday, that'll be $5,600 for the week. Most carriers can be profitable at $5,600 per week if you do that 4 times a month. Truck maintenance might be a little problematic trying to do over a weekend. A lot of shops aren't open, so you might have to take a weekday off at one of those weeks to just get some truck maintenance in. But that's a pretty profitable week, guys. I'm you know, it wasn't high revenue like I knew it wasn't going to be, because we're doing short hauls, but the rate per mile came in and really kind of made it a decent week. So I tracked it. Once I get to my drop off in Kentucky, the whole week, all miles, including deadhead, will be $2.98. So just shy of $3 a mile. It'll probably drop a little from that, because I normally run more miles than MapQuest or Google Maps says. So it'll probably be like $3.95 or $3.91. Sorry, $2.95 or $2.91. So it'll be a shy of $3 a mile, but just barely. So we can kind of almost call that a $3 per mile week all in with deadhead. That's pretty good in this market, guys. So please comment, let me know if you guys are doing better than that, or what you guys think. Let me know what you guys are running and what you guys are able to do. Well, good morning, everybody. Just when you start counting your chickens, they don't hatch. Had a load cancel this morning, guys. I know this never happens, right? So actually, I had 2 loads cancel this morning. Let me tell you about it. All right, so I get done with that lumber delivery, those 4x4s. I get back on the road, sun starts coming up, and I get a call from the broker. Hey, sorry, load canceled. There was more to it than that. They decided not to ship the freight until like on Monday or something. He gave me a backup load. He's like, I've got another load out of that same facility. It doesn't go to Kentucky and it doesn't pay quite the same. And it went over to North Carolina. It paid, he first offered me $2,000 and then eventually $2,100, but it went 690 miles loaded. And so it was still pretty good. I should have taken it. I don't know, but I told him no, I'd get back with him, and you know, I can't, you know, because I was driving. I was like, I can't really look and see if that's a good rate or not. We did some quick math, and it would have been like $2.40 a mile after my deadhead. And I'm like, yeah, not really, not to go to, because North Carolina is not a wonderful market. It's a average market, maybe. I'm in some traffic over here, guys. Imagine that, going through, actually, I'm still like 29 miles from no, I'm further than that. I'm a long ways from Birmingham, and we still have some traffic. But anyway, so that load canceled. So I boogied to the next truck stop, pulled in, made some breakfast, looked for a load, and I booked up a load, guys. Mercer had a load going to California that I was interested in. Called them. wasn't wild about the rate, but I was wild about the long haul as far as lots of revenue, right? It paid basically $4,900. Gotta go down. This new truck, it jumps into fourth gear to start off when you're light. And when I'm in traffic like this, it keeps running the clutch, so I have to go down to second so it doesn't have to keep clutching. So anyway, I booked that one up, and when I was on the phone with her, she said, "Hey, what year is your truck?" Because of the California carb thing. I was like, "Oh, it's a 2021, and we're good for California, you know." And then their whatever department calls me back a few minutes after I get the rate con, and I'm printing it out and signing it. And they call me back and they say, "Hey, we need your California carb certificate." And I'm like, "Oh boy, here we go." Well, I don't have a certificate. The long story short, I filed for the clean truck stuff and all that, and everything was good. But that system, as far as I'm aware, did not issue certificates. I filed like the first month that it was active back in 2024. And I could not figure out how to get a certificate. And everyone said, "Oh yeah, you can get a certificate once you get your truck registered and everything." Everything was good to go. Had green lights and everything from California, but no certificate. And this lady said the same thing. She's like, "Oh no, you got to go in there and log in and issue a certificate." And I'm like, "Sorry, not gonna do it. This load isn't good enough to do that. Sorry." I was interested in the long haul because it's lots of revenue, but I'm not that interested because I'm not even sure I could figure out how to do that. I'm not very good on that kind of thing. I sat down a year ago and figured out how to get in and log in and sign in and register my truck, but I have no idea how to do it now. You give me a day, I could probably figure it out, but I don't got that much time. So that load canceled again. So there I was, close to Birmingham, making breakfast, no loads, and it's Friday. So anyway, I'm back on the load board looking around, and I see a load from Bennett. We just pulled one of the loads this week was from Bennett. God, I got something in my eyeball. And so I called them, and it was coming out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, going to oh hell, I already forgot the name of the. I'm in traffic, so let me stop here. Okay, let's see. Franklin, Ohio. It's going to Franklin, Ohio. It pays $19.50. She had it posted for $19. I asked her to throw another $50 on there, and she kind of hummed and hawed around, and eventually she sent the Raycon over. But she probably didn't have that much money in the load, but she was able to meet my request. So that load's technically better than the first one that canceled, the one going to Kentucky. So I'm actually kind of happy. It doesn't pay that huge $5 plus per mile. I don't even know what it pays per mile. I didn't even look at it. I know it pays like $2.90 a mile with my deadhead. I didn't look at just loaded. But that gets me a little bit more revenue over the weekend. So that actually is a better load anyway. So it is insulation, needs 6-foot tarps. I don't have to deal with that crazy thing of, parking at a truck stop and waiting to stage and all that kind of thing. So it might be a little bit easier on Monday. A little bit more miles. So I may not have as much time off this weekend. But anyway, that's what's going on. You always have to be prepared for your loads to cancel because you never know. Now the good thing is, I think he called me like 7:30 or somewhere before 8 to tell me the load canceled. Maybe it was 8. I don't even know if they're in the office until 8. But anyway, no, it probably was 7:30 because I was in Alabama by them, and I think they are I think they're out of Georgia. Anyway, whenever it was, and it is 10:22, and I've already got another load that's booked, and I'm on the road. So those loads that cancel, if you're in a hot market like this, Birmingham, I'm close to Birmingham, because technically this morning I booked 2 loads within a couple of hours. So anyway, so I was counting my chickens before they hatched, and guess what? They didn't hatch. You guys let me over. Thank you, bud. So anyway, that's the new update. I'm gonna go get my load, see what happens.